a lot of you guys. So just to give you guys a little bit of background about me, I started the business when I was 18, and now I'm 31. I know I don't look like it, okay? Asian genetics, right? Give it to my mama, right? One of the things that attracted me to this business, I just want to share with you guys how I got into the business. One of my friends from church actually introduced me to Primerica, and he didn't really introduce me. I actually wanted to find a company that will allow me to work with my boyfriend, who is my husband now. So my cousin told me, hey, this guy, he's actually, looking for some people to work with him. I was just like, okay. I didn't really know him, so I told my sister, because my sister used to like him. So I said, hey, can you go try and ask him to set up an interview for us? So long story short, we went through the interviewing process, we came on board. I had no idea why I started Primerica, to be honest with you, when I first started here. But I do want to tell you the first reason why I started working here was the environment. The people that you guys see here are so genuine. They want to help you. They want to encourage you. They want you to be better. They want to help you succeed. And I was thinking, when I first came here, I was like, man, are these people really this happy, like, all the time? And being here as long as I have, yes, it's like this 24/7. Okay, so I just want to give you guys a heads up. Yes, it is like this 24/7. But the second thing that really attracted me to this business was partnership. They value partnership. I couldn't find any place out there that would allow me to work with my boyfriend at that time, but Primerica, okay? The other thing that also attracted me was the flexible hours. Just to give you guys my first 3 years in Primerica, I went to U of H. I had graduated from U of H in 3 years. In that 3-year time frame, I was taking every semester of college you can think of. 5, 6 classes per semester, mini semester, winter semester, spring semester, summer semester. Every semester, on top of that, I was teaching Sunday school at my church the whole Sunday, babysitting my 2 little nephews at that time, and pick up my younger brother from high school every single day, and doing Primerica on top of this, okay? So the flexible hours, if you guys are questioning about, man, can this work around my hours? Yes, Primerica will work around your hours, okay? The other thing that also attracted me to this business was the extra money. For doing like 1-2 hours worth of work, making $200, $300, $400 right there for that amount of work. Okay, sign me up. Let me do that. Okay, so I love that too. And after being in the business as long as I have, I learned that the concepts that every lady showed you here, it really works. So another thing that attracted me to this business was the education and using it for yourself. Just to give you guys a personal story of me. I've seen my parents. My parents used to be business owners. They were making over $100,000 a year with a convenience store back then. And within 6 years, they lost their convenience store. So I've seen my parents make over $100,000 a year together. And then now, 6 years later, they went down to $20,000 a year, raising 3 kids. Okay, and I was like, man, what happened? I didn't know. I didn't understand. I was like a young kid. Okay. And at that time, I knew that they didn't know how to manage their money, okay? They got audited, and it was not good. So my parents lost their whole entire business. So I knew when I grew up, I was like, man, one day I'm going to find something that will help me make a lot of money so I can actually retire my parents. That's all I wanted to do, okay? And the concepts that Primerica teaches people really works if you actually apply it. I remember the first time when my husband and I, we both actually saved $50,000 saved. Like, saved, we have no debt. I had no student loan debt. I have no car debt. I was like, dang, we rich. Dang, I have more money than my mom and dad, and I'm like not even 30 yet, at that time. And then just to give you now in perspective of now where we're at, I was able to, I gave birth to my son during Hurricane Harvey, 2 days before Hurricane Harvey hit. I didn't know there was a hurricane until that Friday, okay? And I was able to stay at home with my son. And I wanted to come back to the office really, really fast, but I learned that my son had some medical issues when he was 2 weeks, and we ended up being in the hospital for another 4 days. And that was like one of the toughest 4 days. I don't know if you guys have, you that have kids, I don't know how you have more than one kid. Because I'm like barely I'm just so worried about him. And because of Primerica, I remember that time I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't. I remember 1 month we got paid $38,000.
Yes.
And then the next month after that we got paid like $16,000 or something. I was just like, all in one month. And I was just looking back and I was just like, man, time. And I was able to stay at home with him as long as I can. And then I was just like, man, you know what? I feel like God put us into another level now. One of the things that also attracted me to this business was the spiritual growth from this business. And you'd be surprised at how your spiritual journey in this business will test you, okay? Yes. And the last thing I want to leave you guys off with is this. Whatever you guys are looking for, Primerica has, okay? They have it. If you want flexible hours, like I said, extra income, experience. Another thing is experience, just getting that extra knowledge about money. They have it all here. What do you have to lose? There's really nothing you have to lose. I always end up, a lot of people, when I meet people, when I try to get people into this business, I always tell them, what's the worst case thing? What's the worst that could happen to you here? Okay, and I really thought about it. I've been here for 12 years. The worst thing that could ever happen is if Primerica doesn't work out for you. One, you can get your finances straight, okay? That's the first thing. And two, is that worst case situation is you got your licenses here, you could always recommend people to Primerica and you still get paid on that. I don't know if you knew that, okay? You can be like a silent partner of Primerica. But the best case situation is you can start working on part-time here, and it's really depending on you whether or not you want to go full-time or be a regional vice president like everybody says. It's really up to you. There's nobody's forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. But the best case is that you can be a regional vice president, open more offices, making over $100 grand a year, $200 grand a year. It's really up to you, okay? So I hope that helps you guys for whatever